So I made it through this brain MRI. We move on to the next day, and the neurology team comes in and they say, hey, we did see something on your brain MRI, but don't worry, it's something that we would say is pretty common in women your age. So it's nothing to worry about, but when the main neurologist gets in here, we'll explain everything. She comes in, and God spoke to me while I was laying in that machine, and I just heard him say MS. He didn't really say you have it, he just said MS. That's what I heard. It seemed like when they were trying to explain what their findings, I feel like they were kind of giving me the runaround. They were just dragging it out. But finally, the last thing they say is, this looks like the brain of someone with multiple sclerosis. And I was just like, oh my goodness. And I said, you mean MS? And they say yes. And I was just shocked. I was shocked. And I said, okay, well, you know, at least we know what it is, what caused these lesions. That's fine. I know I'll get through this. I'm not worried. I'll get through this. I get discharged, I think maybe about 2 days later. And honestly, that's when the real test, the real part of this journey really began. I mean, it was a journey in the hospital, but when I got home, the first night I was home, I actually slept okay. I mean, I slept like a baby. But after that, I wound up with insomnia from the last few weeks of May through the whole month of June. I've got no sleep that I know about, that I can remember, other than that first night. I was pretty miserable because it seemed like that's when the back pain hit as well. And the whole month of June, on top of the no sleep, I'm laying in bed. I can't hardly get up without help. Honestly, I couldn't get up without help. The only time I got up was to go to the bathroom. And that was pretty painful because of my tailbone. But I also still was having pains in my hands. Thankfully, the numbness had stopped. But my hands, they just, and they still do, and it's August, they just feel dry, is the best way I can explain it. I can't feel textures because of the nerve damage that was caused. I can only feel temperatures. And that makes it hard, because if I have anything light in my hand, it just feels like I'm not holding anything. But being home was a bit of a dark time for me. I tried to remain as positive as possible, but I had no energy. And my days were just spent in the bedroom. About 2 weeks after everything occurred, there was one night that I had to get up to go to the bathroom, and thanks to my grandmother's help, I got up, and as soon as I walked in there, I made it to the sink, and things started to go black with my eyesight. And that terrified me, because they had told me you need to pay attention to any vision changes that you may have. Deep down, I was pretty sure I knew what the problem was, because I had had the problem before, actually a year prior, after getting food poisoning. I was pretty sure that I was dehydrated, but just out of concern for my health being in such bad shape, I just had my grandmother call 911. But I thank God, because he told me what to do. He said, and I mean, really, it's like he spoke for me. I just told my grandmother, give me a cold rag and room temperature water. As soon as I got those things, eyesight started to come back, and it gave me a little bit more relief, because I know that people that actually deal with multiple sclerosis, some have lost vision completely. Now, I don't know if in both eyes, but I know at least in one. But in this case, it was scary, because losing my vision for a sec, my grandmother's telling me my eyes are wide open. You know, I didn't know what was going on. I was just terrified. I made it to the hospital, and it was dehydration. And I'm thankful for that. I really am. I'm thankful that's all that it was. But here I was, still in pretty bad shape. The dehydration made it 10 times worse. Energy, I mean, I was just depleted. So finally, about a week after this happened, I made it to the multiple sclerosis doctor. She started me on Cymbalta and gabapentin, and she also recommended that I start IV infusions to hopefully prevent any more lesions from coming. Well, I was pretty happy about that, because I thought, okay, now I have some medication, because I had went several weeks really just only taking gabapentin, and it wasn't doing anything. But there was something that she told me, because as far as I knew, I'm like, look, I have multiple sclerosis. We just need to figure out which one that I have. She says, you don't actually have multiple sclerosis. I'm like, so, well, what is this? And she said, ultimately, it was the lesion on your neck that got inflamed. And so, in a way, I had a sense of relief, but then I had more questions, because I'm like, it's not multiple sclerosis. What is it? What caused this? And she said, look, there's nothing you could have ate, nothing you could have done to make this happen. It's something that just happened, you know. And that was a hard pill to swallow, because it's been hard. You know, people ask all the time, you know, what happened? And, you know, I explain things, but it's just hard, because I've struggled to know what to advocate for. You know, really, I have to just advocate for myself, but I am a person that this, I know, happened for a reason. It was not just for me, it's to help someone else. And I just want to be able to advocate for others out there that might be in a similar boat as me. Maybe you have all the symptoms, or majority of them, for something, but they say, no, you don't have it. And from here, I'm not sure what things look like, because for now, I'm still on the Cymbalta. I'm still on the gabapentin. I'm still scheduled to do another IV infusion that I'm going to do actually in a couple of days. But I just want people to know that you're not alone if you don't have a diagnosis. It feels lonely, but you're not alone. I'm here for you. And I'm sure other people are as well. And don't be afraid to speak up about that. I'm here to help where I can with what I've been through, with my symptoms. God will get us through. We'll make it. But we just have to continue to seek His face and ask for His help. And that's what I plan on doing. So I thank you guys so much for watching part 2. Please, 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 please watch part 1. I know it was a little lengthy, and I promise you will be truly amazed by what God can do, because you can look at me now and you can see that everything is working. The medication's working, even though the doctor's report says something else. Ultimately, I do go to physical therapy. That is one thing I forgot to mention. I do go to physical therapy twice a week. Been doing that for 6 weeks. Going on 7. So that has helped as well. But lots of prayer and positive thinking has gotten me through. I'm not saying that I haven't had any dark days, because I have, but ultimately those are the things that have me here talking to you, and obviously Him. So I thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment, thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. I would love to make new friends here. And like I said, if anybody out there has experienced anything, and even if it's not what I've been through, please, this is a safe space to share that. I love you guys, and I will talk to y'all soon. Bye.